Good evening, everyone. Leadership is not about titles or positions. It's not about the shiny office, the corner desk, or the name on the door. Leadership is about influence. It's about people. Think back to your earliest experiences, your first real encounter with leadership. For most of us, it wasn't a formal leader or a figure with a badge of authority. It was someone who inspired us, made us feel seen, or helped us find a way forward. And that's the first lesson in leadership. Leadership starts with people. Leadership begins with people. It starts with understanding that the true essence of leadership isn't about authority, control, or titles. It's about influence, connection, and service. A leader's role is not to command or dictate, but to create an environment where individuals feel supported, valued, and empowered. Leadership is fundamentally about people, understanding their needs, recognizing their potential, and helping them grow. Great leaders know that their success is directly tied to the success of the people they lead. The very foundation of leadership rests on relationships. It's not about what you can do as an individual, but what you can accomplish together. When a leader invests in the people they lead, when they take the time to understand their unique strengths, challenges, and aspirations, they build trust and connection, and it's trust that is the real currency of leadership. Without trust, leadership becomes ineffective because people will not be motivated, inspired, or willing to follow. Leaders must recognize that people are not just resources or tools to accomplish a goal. They are human beings with their own hopes, fears, dreams, and desires. The best leaders understand that by helping their people achieve their potential, they also elevate the entire organization. When a leader builds a culture of trust and respect, they enable their team to perform at their highest level. A great leader creates an environment where people feel they can contribute openly, where their opinions matter, and where they feel encouraged to take risks and innovate. This sense of ownership and engagement can only come from knowing that their leader values them as individuals, not just as employees or team members. Great leadership requires self-awareness and empathy. Leaders must be able to step outside of themselves to see the world from the perspective of others. This allows them to better understand what motivates their team, what drives them, and what might hold them back. It is through empathy that a leader is able to create the kind of connection that inspires people to do their best work, to stay committed through challenges, and to strive for collective success. The ability to recognize and address the needs of those they lead is the mark of a leader who understands that leadership is not a one-way street. People need to feel that their work matters. They need to know that what they do contributes to something larger than themselves. Great leaders give their teams that sense of purpose. They help people see how their individual roles fit into the bigger picture, how their work contributes to the overall mission and vision of the organization. When people understand the impact of their work, they are far more motivated to do it well. They are more likely to take pride in their accomplishments, to go the extra mile, and to contribute to the team's overall success. Leaders must be able to communicate this purpose clearly and consistently so that everyone on the team understands why their work matters. At the heart of this is the idea that leadership is not about being the person in charge. It's about being the person who helps others succeed. It's about being a guide, a mentor, and a source of inspiration. It's about creating an environment where people are encouraged to grow, to make mistakes, and to learn. A leader's role is to provide the tools, resources, and support that enable their team to thrive, not to control or micromanage their every move. Look, true leadership involves empowering others, lifting them up, and helping them become the best version of themselves. This requires a deep commitment to the growth and development of others. When leaders focus on developing their people, mentoring them, investing in their skills, and providing opportunities for growth, they not only build stronger individuals, but they also create stronger teams. Leadership at its core is about making other people feel capable, valued and capable of achieving great things. Leadership is not just about direction or vision, it's about alignment. It's about aligning the goals and values of the team with the larger mission and creating a culture where everyone is pulling in the same direction. Leaders create alignment by being transparent, honest, and consistent in their communication. They help people see the bigger picture, understand their role within it, and stay focused on shared goals. When people understand how their work contributes to the overall mission, they feel more connected and committed to the team's success. When a leader places people at the heart of their leadership, they set the stage for an environment where collaboration and innovation can thrive. People work better together when they feel supported, respected, and understood. They are more likely to contribute creative solutions, share ideas, and work through challenges as a team. Leadership, when done right, is about fostering this sense of community and trust, where people know they are in it together, working toward a common purpose. Leaders who prioritize people build teams that are not only more effective, but also more resilient. The power of leadership lies not in one person's ability to accomplish great things, but in the collective ability of a group of people working together toward a common vision. Leadership in its truest sense is about lifting others up, creating an environment where individuals can thrive, and working together to achieve something greater than any individual could alone. It is through this people-centered approach that leadership becomes transformative. When leaders prioritize people, they unlock the full potential of their teams and create the conditions for long success. Trust is the foundation of every great team. Without trust, nothing else can function effectively. It's not enough to have a vision, a strategy, or even talent. If trust doesn't exist, the team will struggle to perform at its highest potential. Trust is the invisible glue that holds a team together, the unspoken agreement that binds people to a shared goal. It is the one thing that, when broken, can unravel everything. Leaders who understand the importance of trust recognize that their role is to build and maintain it, not just with words, but through consistent actions. Building trust doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and a deliberate effort. It begins with transparency. When a leader is open and honest about their intentions, their goals, and even their challenges, they create a space where others feel comfortable doing the same. Transparency breeds trust because it removes uncertainty and fosters a sense of security. When people are kept in the loop, when they understand the reasoning behind decisions, and when they see that the leader is being forthright with them, trust starts to form. Leaders who hide information or fail to communicate clearly risk eroding that trust, creating an environment where people feel disconnected or suspicious. Equally important is consistency. Trust is fragile, and it can be easily broken if a leader is inconsistent in their actions. People watch how their leaders behave, and if their actions don't align with their words, trust is compromised. A leader who says one thing but does another sends a message that they cannot be relied upon. It's not about being perfect, it's about being dependable. Leaders must lead by example, ensuring that their behavior, their decisions, and their attitudes consistently reflect the values they espouse. Trust is built through reliability and predictability, not through grand gestures or promises that are not kept. But trust isn't just something a leader builds, it's something they must protect. Once it's established, it's crucial to uphold it with integrity. Leaders who fail to act with integrity risk damaging the trust they've worked so hard to build. Integrity means doing the right thing even when it's difficult or unpopular. It means being accountable for your actions, admitting mistakes, and taking responsibility. Leaders who display integrity are trustworthy because they show that they stand by their values, regardless of the circumstances. They lead with honor, and that inspires others to do the same. In contrast, leaders who fail to be truthful, who cut corners or play favorites, or who act in self-interest, undermine trust. A single breach of integrity can unravel months or even years of trust building, which is why it must be guarded so fiercely. Trust is also reinforced through vulnerability. While leaders are often expected to be strong and confident, showing vulnerability can actually strengthen trust. When a leader admits that they don't have all the answers or that they need help, they demonstrate humility and authenticity. Vulnerability fosters trust because it humanizes the leader and makes them more relatable. It shows that they are not infallible and that they, too, are willing to learn, grow, and evolve. Leaders who are vulnerable create an environment where others feel comfortable sharing their own challenges and asking for help, which in turn creates stronger collaboration and problem. Another important aspect of trust is consistency in how people are treated. Leaders must ensure that all team members are treated with fairness and respect. Favoritism, bias, or unfair treatment can quickly erode trust, even among the most dedicated teams. When everyone feels that they are being held to the same standard, that their contributions are recognized, and that they are valued equally, trust is reinforced. A leader must be impartial, fair, and equitable in their decisions, whether they're offering praise or providing constructive feedback. Discriminating against certain individuals or groups creates division and undermines the cohesion of the team. It's also important to note that trust is reciprocal. While a leader is responsible for building trust with their team, the team must also trust the leader in return. Trust cannot be one-sided. It is a two-way street. Leaders must be willing to show trust in their team by giving them autonomy, responsibility, and the opportunity to make decisions. When team members feel trusted, they are more likely to take ownership, be accountable, and contribute their best work. Trust is not a power dynamic. It's a partnership that fosters mutual respect and accountability. Trust is not static. It must be nurtured continually, and it can be damaged in an instant. Leaders must be vigilant in maintaining trust, addressing any concerns or misunderstandings promptly, and taking proactive steps to ensure that trust remains strong over time. Trust must be earned and re-earned each day through consistent actions, honesty, integrity, and respect. When a leader creates an environment where trust is deeply rooted, they empower their team to accomplish remarkable things. It's this foundation of trust that allows individuals to take risks, innovate, and ultimately reach their highest potential. Leadership is about service. It is not about asserting power or dominance, but about supporting those around you, helping them succeed, and making their journey easier. A true leader understands that their role is to empower others, to provide them with the tools, guidance, and environment they need to achieve greatness. This is where leadership diverges from management. While management is often about overseeing and controlling, leadership is about fostering an atmosphere of collaboration, trust, and mutual respect. It's about removing obstacles, clearing the path for others, and ensuring that those you lead have the resources to succeed. A leader serves by first and foremost understanding the needs of their team. Great leaders recognize that each individual is different, with their own strengths, weaknesses, motivations, and challenges. They take the time to know their team members on a deeper level, not just as workers, but as people. By understanding the unique needs and aspirations of those they lead, a leader can tailor their approach, offering personalized support, encouragement, and guidance. This individualized approach not only builds stronger relationships, but also increases the likelihood of success, as people are far more likely to thrive when they feel understood and supported. Service in leadership also means being willing to do what others may not be willing to do. It means rolling up your sleeves, getting involved, and stepping into the trenches with your team when necessary. A leader who is willing to share the workload, to face challenges head-on, and to help solve problems alongside their team shows a level of commitment and humility that fosters loyalty and respect. It's about leading by example and showing others that no task is beneath them and no challenge is too difficult to face together. This sense of shared responsibility unites the team and fosters a sense of camaraderie that is vital for success. In addition to being involved and supportive, a leader must also be a facilitator. A great leader removes obstacles that stand in the way of their team's success. They identify bottlenecks, inefficiencies, and challenges that may be limiting the team's potential, and they work to eliminate or mitigate these issues. Whether it's securing resources, providing additional training, or removing unnecessary processes, a leader's role is to ensure that their team has everything they need to excel. This requires a deep understanding of the team's dynamics, the obstacles they face, and the skills they possess, allowing the leader to make informed decisions that will directly benefit the group. Service as a leader also involves being a coach, helping others to develop their skills and grow in their roles. Leaders are not simply concerned with achieving short-term results, but with building long-term success. They understand that the best way to achieve lasting success is to develop the potential of those around them. This means providing regular feedback, both positive and constructive, and offering opportunities for learning and growth. A leader who invests in the development of their team not only creates a more capable and skilled workforce, but also fosters a sense of loyalty and commitment, as people are more likely to stay in environments where they feel they are growing and improving. Furthermore, leadership as service means prioritizing the well-being of your team. While achieving goals and meeting targets is important, a leader who genuinely cares about their team's health, happiness, and overall satisfaction will create a more sustainable and motivated workforce. This involves recognizing when people are stressed or overworked, offering support when personal challenges arise, and ensuring that the work environment is one that encourages balance, well-being, and mental health. A leader who takes care of the emotional and psychological needs of their team creates an atmosphere of trust and security, where people feel safe to express themselves and are more likely to give their best effort. One of the key aspects of servant leadership is listening. A leader who serves their team knows the importance of listening actively and attentively. Listening is not just about hearing words, it's about understanding what is being communicated, both verbally and non-verbally. It's about creating space for people to share their thoughts, ideas, concerns, and feedback. When a leader listens, they show respect for the thoughts and opinions of their team members, and they signal that their contributions are valued. Listening also provides the leader with important insights into what's working and what's not, allowing them to make more informed decisions and to address issues before they escalate. In a world where many leaders focus on control, power, and success at any cost, the servant leader takes a different approach. They place the needs of their team at the center of their leadership philosophy, understanding that by serving others, they ultimately serve the greater good. Through their support, guidance, and selflessness, they create an environment where people feel empowered to contribute, grow, and succeed. This approach may not always be the quickest or most glamorous path, but it is the one that leads to long-term, sustainable success, both for the individual and for the organization as a whole. Leadership is about asking the right questions, not having all the answers. Too often, we place an enormous amount of pressure on leaders to be the ones with all the solutions, to have the vision, the strategy, and the expertise that will lead a team to success. While having a clear vision is certainly important, leadership is not about being the person who knows everything. It's about creating a space where people feel safe to explore, to contribute, and to challenge ideas. The real strength of leadership lies not in possessing all the answers, but in knowing how to ask the right questions that lead others to find those answers themselves. Asking the right questions does two things. First, it engages others in the process. It invites them to think critically and contribute their perspectives. When a leader asks questions, it shows that they value the input and insights of their team. It encourages collaboration and fosters a culture where everyone feels like their opinions matter. A leader who asks questions does not position themselves as the ultimate authority, but rather as someone who is open to learning, growth, and feedback. This dynamic is essential for building a high-performing team, as it ensures that everyone's voice is heard and that the collective intelligence of the group is harnessed to solve problems and make decisions. The second thing that asking the right questions does is help a leader avoid making assumptions. Too often, leaders can fall into the trap of thinking they have all the information or understanding a situation fully based on their own experiences. However, this can lead to missed opportunities, overlooked insights, or even wrong decisions. A leader who asks questions demonstrates humility. They acknowledge that they may not have all the information and that they are open to discovering new perspectives. This approach fosters critical thinking within the team, encourages innovation, and allows for more comprehensive solutions to emerge. Asking the right questions also serves to clarify goals and objectives. A leader who asks questions like, "What are we trying to achieve?" or "What does success look like?" forces the team to think about the bigger picture. This prevents tunnel vision and helps everyone stay aligned on the purpose and direction of the work. In times of uncertainty, the right questions can bring clarity, focus, and direction. It helps the team step back and look at the broader context, ensuring that efforts are aligned with the organization's goals and values. Great leaders ask questions that challenge assumptions and encourage others to think beyond the obvious. Instead of simply providing answers, they push their team to examine the underlying reasons behind problems, decisions, and actions. Questions like, "What could we be missing?" or "What if we approach this differently?" can lead to new perspectives and creative solutions that might not have been considered otherwise. This kind of inquiry fosters a culture of innovation where everyone feels empowered to question the status quo and propose new ideas. It encourages experimentation, risk-taking, and a mindset of continuous improvement. Leaders who ask the right questions also create an environment of accountability. By asking questions such as, "How did you arrive at that conclusion?" or "What evidence do you have to support that idea?" leaders encourage their team to think critically about their decisions and take ownership of their actions. These types of questions don't undermine the team's autonomy. Rather, they ensure that decisions are based on thoughtful analysis and sound reasoning. Accountability is not about micromanaging. It's about making sure that everyone is involved in the process and that the team collectively holds itself responsible for the outcomes. Asking questions is also an essential tool for personal and professional development. A leader who is constantly questioning not only helps their team grow, but they also continue to grow themselves. When leaders ask questions, they push themselves to challenge their own thinking, assumptions, and biases. It forces them to reflect on their own actions, their leadership style, and the effectiveness of their decisions. A leader who asks, "What could I have done differently?" or "What can I learn from this situation?" is actively pursuing self-improvement. This kind of self-awareness is crucial for becoming a more effective leader, as it allows them to adapt, refine their approach, and continue evolving over time. There's a certain power in vulnerability that comes with asking questions. When leaders ask questions, they show that they do not have all the answers, that they do not possess infinite knowledge or infallibility. This vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but rather a strength. It signals to the team that their leader is willing to learn, that they are humble enough to seek input from others, and that they trust their team's expertise. This openness creates an atmosphere of mutual respect and trust, where people feel comfortable sharing their ideas and engaging in open, honest dialogue. Leaders who ask the right questions also create a sense of ownership among their team. Instead of imposing decisions or directives, they involve their team in the decision-making process by asking questions that guide them to discover the answers themselves. This approach fosters a sense of autonomy and responsibility, as team members feel that their input is not only valued, but necessary for the success of the organization. When people are given the opportunity to contribute to decisions, they feel more invested in the outcomes and are more likely to take ownership of their roles and responsibilities. Leadership is not about having all the answers, but about asking the questions that lead others to find the answers themselves. A leader who asks the right questions creates an environment where collaboration, critical thinking, and innovation flourish. It's a leadership style that recognizes that the collective intelligence of the team is far greater than any individual's knowledge, and that the role of the leader is to guide and facilitate the discovery of those insights. Through this approach, leaders not only empower their teams, but also foster a culture of growth, accountability, and continuous learning. Leadership is not about being in control, but about inspiring others to take ownership. A true leader understands that their role is not to dictate every move or decision, but to create an environment where people feel motivated to contribute, to take risks, and to drive success. Leadership is about setting a direction, providing the tools and support necessary for others to excel, and empowering individuals to take responsibility for their actions and outcomes. When people are given the autonomy to own their work, to take initiative, and to make decisions, they become more engaged, more accountable, and more committed to the collective success of the team. The first step in fostering a sense of ownership is trust. When people trust their leader, they feel confident in their abilities and comfortable taking on greater responsibilities. Leaders who trust their team members create an environment where individuals are empowered to make decisions and solve problems on their own, without fear of micromanagement or constant supervision. Trust is the foundation that allows ownership to flourish. When people feel that their contributions are valued and that their judgment is respected, they are more likely to take ownership of their work and feel accountable for the results. It is important for leaders to show that they trust their team by giving them the freedom to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from those experiences. Ownership also comes from clarity of purpose. A leader's role is to ensure that their team understands the bigger picture, the purpose behind the work, and how their contributions fit into the overall mission of the organization. When people understand why their work matters, they are more likely to feel a sense of ownership over it. Leaders who clearly communicate their vision, set clear goals, and help their team understand how their individual efforts contribute to the greater success of the organization create an atmosphere where everyone feels like an integral part of the mission. When individuals feel that their work has meaning, they are more motivated to take responsibility for it and to perform at their best. At the same time, leaders must provide the right support and resources for their team to succeed. Ownership is not about expecting people to take on responsibilities without the tools they need to succeed. Leaders must ensure that their team members have the necessary training, information, and support to do their jobs effectively. This might involve providing mentorship, access to development opportunities, or ensuring that the team has the proper equipment and resources. When leaders equip their teams with the right tools and resources, they send a message that they believe in their abilities and are invested in their success. This, in turn, fosters a greater sense of ownership and commitment to the work. Empowering individuals to take ownership also requires a shift in mindset. Leaders must move away from the traditional top-down approach where decisions are made at the highest levels and instead embrace a more collaborative approach. By involving team members in decision-making, asking for their input, and valuing their expertise, leaders encourage a sense of ownership over not just their tasks, but the direction of the team as a whole. This collaborative approach fosters a culture where everyone feels that they have a stake in the outcome. When individuals are invited to contribute to decisions, they become more invested in the process and more committed to the results. Another key aspect of ownership is recognition. Leaders must acknowledge and celebrate the contributions of their team members. When individuals feel recognized for their efforts, they are more likely to take pride in their work and to continue striving for excellence. Recognition reinforces the idea that their contributions matter and that they are valued as part of the team. This, in turn, encourages further ownership. A leader who regularly acknowledges achievements, both big and small, creates an environment where people feel appreciated and motivated to take ownership of their responsibilities. Ownership also involves giving people the space to develop and grow. Leaders who foster a sense of ownership recognize that they are not just managing tasks, but also cultivating future leaders. They create opportunities for their team members to take on new challenges, learn new skills, and expand their knowledge. When individuals are given opportunities to stretch beyond their current roles, they feel a greater sense of responsibility for their growth and success. This sense of ownership over one's personal and professional development can lead to higher levels of engagement and commitment to the team's success. Leaders who inspire ownership understand that it is a process, not a one-time event. It takes time to build a culture of ownership, and it requires consistent effort and attention. Leaders must model the behavior they want to see in their team, providing clear expectations, support, and feedback along the way. They must be patient and understanding as their team members develop their sense of ownership and take on new responsibilities. But with time and consistent effort, leaders can create an environment where ownership is deeply ingrained in the culture, and where every individual feels a personal commitment to the success of the team and the organization. When ownership is a part of the team's DNA, the results are not just greater productivity and success, but a stronger, more engaged, and more cohesive team. Leadership is about creating a vision that others want to follow, not one that others are forced to follow. Visionary leaders inspire those around them by painting a picture of what could be, not just what is. They engage people's imaginations, pulling them towards something bigger, something more meaningful, something that aligns with their values and aspirations. A great leader knows that their role is not just to set the course, but to create a movement, to cultivate an environment where others see the potential in themselves to contribute to that vision. The ability to inspire others is what makes leadership not just a position, but a calling. At the core of this inspiration is purpose. A leader who has a clear, compelling purpose will naturally draw others to them. When people believe in the purpose, when they understand how their contributions align with a greater cause, they are more likely to give their best effort. This sense of purpose ignites passion, and when passion is involved, the work becomes more than just a task. It becomes a mission. People are no longer going through the motions. They are actively engaged, eager to contribute, and deeply invested in the success of the endeavor. Leaders who lead with purpose are able to rally people behind them, creating a sense of shared mission that transcends individual roles and personal interests. A strong vision also gives direction. People often want to know where they are going, but they also want to know how they fit into the bigger picture. A visionary leader understands that their role is not just about defining where the organization is heading, but about ensuring that everyone understands how their unique skills, strengths, and contributions are an essential part of that journey. It's about creating a roadmap, a framework that helps others understand the steps they need to take and the milestones they need to achieve. When individuals see how their work aligns with the broader vision, they feel a deeper sense of responsibility and ownership over their tasks. This alignment fosters collaboration as each person understands their role in making the collective vision a reality. Visionary leaders also understand that a compelling vision must be adaptable. While a clear direction is necessary, so is the ability to pivot when circumstances change. The The world is constantly evolving, and leaders must be agile enough to adjust their vision in response to new information or shifting landscapes. This flexibility does not mean abandoning the vision altogether, but rather modifying the approach to ensure that the vision remains relevant and achievable. And it's important for leaders to communicate this adaptability to their team, showing them that while the destination remains the same, the path to get there may evolve. This ability to navigate change with a sense of calm and optimism can inspire confidence in others, as they know they are being led by someone who is capable of adapting to challenges and finding solutions in the face of uncertainty. Another key aspect of visionary leadership is the ability to create a culture of innovation. Visionary leaders recognize that achieving extraordinary things requires new ideas, creativity, and unconventional thinking. They encourage their team to think outside the box, to question assumptions, and to challenge the status quo. They understand that innovation comes from diverse perspectives, and they actively seek input from all levels of the organization. A leader who fosters innovation creates an environment where people are excited to contribute, to experiment, and to take risks. Failure is not seen as something to fear, but as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. In such an environment, creativity flourishes, and new ideas emerge that can propel the organization forward in unexpected ways. The visionary leader also leads with empathy. They recognize that people are the heart of any organization, and they invest in building strong relationships with their team. They take the time to understand the challenges their team faces, the motivations that drive them, and the aspirations they hold. By showing empathy, a leader builds trust and loyalty, creating a safe space where individuals feel valued and heard. This connection with the team not only strengthens the bond between leader and followers, but it also motivates people to contribute to the vision in meaningful ways. When people feel that their leader cares about their well-being and success, they are more likely to go above and beyond, putting in the effort needed to help achieve the vision. Leadership is also about empowering others. A visionary leader does not simply dictate the way forward, they encourage others to step up, to take initiative, and to lead in their own right. They understand that a vision is not something that can be realized by one person alone. It requires a team of passionate, motivated individuals, each contributing their unique strengths and perspectives. A leader who empowers others creates a culture of collaboration, where everyone feels that they have a stake in the outcome. They provide guidance and support when needed, but they also give people the autonomy to make decisions and take ownership of their work. This empowerment fosters a sense of pride and accountability, as individuals recognize that they are not just following orders, they are actively contributing to the creation of something greater than themselves. A visionary leader is a storyteller. They know that a compelling vision is not just something to be communicated through charts and spreadsheets. It's something that must be lived and breathed. A leader who can tell the story of the vision in a way that resonates with others can inspire them to join the cause, to feel emotionally connected to the journey, and to understand the significance of their role in bringing that vision to life. A well-told story can evoke emotions, ignite passion, and build a sense of community. It creates a narrative that people want to be a part of, and it makes the vision feel tangible and achievable. Through storytelling, a leader can breathe life into the vision, making it real and motivating others to work toward it with enthusiasm and determination. Finally, leadership is about purpose. It's about something bigger than yourself. When you connect your team to a shared vision, when you remind them of why they're doing what they're doing, you give them more than a job. You give them a reason to care, a purpose that drives them beyond the tasks at hand. So if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. Leadership is not a destination. It's a journey of service, learning, trust, and purpose. It's not about being perfect. It's about being human. It's about showing up every day for the people who depend on you and helping them rise to their potential. The real question is not, how do I become a great leader? The real question is, how can I be the leader my team needs me to be? Thank you.